Okay, we're just going to start from the beginning with Akira, which is an amazing animated film, of course. Then we're going to do The Bionic Woman, season 1, 2, and 3, one of my favorite shows. Next is Wonder Woman, season 1, 2, and 3. This was one of my favorite shows growing up. Of course, she is the most beautiful woman in the world, Linda Carter. My next favorite show growing up was Buck Rogers in the 21st century. Fantastic show. I mean, season 2, kind of, it all fell apart, but season 1 is... Next is my Sid and Marty Krofft pieces, which I live for. Land of the Lost, HR Puff and Stuff, Bugaloos. I'm gonna try to collect more of this because it's really represents a lot of the things that I loved growing up. And I picked up Little House on the Prairie, which is the first pilot episode and season 1. Next is Moonlighting, season 1, 2, and 3. Just a great show. This is The Cliffhangers, The New Adventures of Tarzan, which was on Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings. It was in black and white, and I had a little black and white television in my room, so it didn't matter. Gilligan's Island, the first season. Then we have Robin Hood, complete first season from the television situation. Ab Fab, one of the best shows ever. Live for Ab Fab. And then we have V, the original series, The Final Battle, and the complete mini-series. One of my favorite shows, and was like a revolution on television at the time. And here's the backs of V. This is Space, Above and Beyond. I don't think I've ever seen this. My brother-in-law gave this to me, so I'll have to check it out sometime. These are classic commercials, and these are awesome because there's like tons of black and white television shows and actors just basically doing cigarette commercials. The Chappelle Show, season 1. So this was revolutionary at the time. And where are you, Chappelle? The real Chappelle. 2001, Kubrick's Opus. Brilliant film. All That Jazz was the Bob Fosse story, and he directed it as well. Freaking amazing. American Graffiti, of course, which is George Lucas's, maybe first or second film after THX, which was a student film. This was with every actor at the time, and it was about George Lucas growing up in California and his love for cars and being a teenager. Alfred Hitchcock, Rich and Strange and The Sorcerer's Apprentice. I think I've seen some of this. I don't know if I've seen all, but give it up to the classic dude. Astro Zombies. I'm not sure if I've seen this, or I've put it in a few times and it doesn't really do anything for me, but I love the cover art. Auntie Mame, Rosalind Russell, the best Auntie Mame. She is just incredible in this movie, and this makes me super happy because it reminds me of my mom. All About Last Night, which I've talked about in the hall, which is kind of the end of the Brat Pack films with Demi Moore and Rob Lowe, where they kind of finally grew up out of the Brat Pack. The Apartment, Shirley MacLaine, who I think is just an icon of a woman. She's had such an amazing career. And I live for her. I have to see this film. I think I've seen pieces of it, but I'm not sure. Billy Jack. I saw this when I was growing up, and it had a really big impact on me about the American Indians, and this guy who is in it did a lot of martial arts, and he also directed it, I believe. So this is sort of a classic movie from my childhood. The Beastmaster, holy shabazz, one of the coolest films ever. And it has the hottest guy who's also in V, Mark Singer and Tanya Roberts, who was also Charlie's Angels a Charlie's Angel, either when this was made or right before this was made or whatever, but that was like sort of the height peak of her career. Bela Lugosi, Brooklyn Gorilla. I think I tried to watch this, and it was sheer chile. Bull Durham, I think this was a fantastic film, and it was very sexy for the straights, with Kevin Costner and Susan Sarandon. Really came of age in this film, and it's one of her best. Bad News Bears, the original one, I don't remember anything about it, but I do remember watching it and everybody talking about it when I was a kid. It's one of like a Disney feature. And Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo. I think Breakin' 2 is like more of a musical, so I'm gonna have to throw that in when doing on to the next section. We have Beverly Hills Cop, which is so good, so funny. Eddie Murphy, sort of, he was kicking all these movies out. Caddyshack, you know, it's not really my kind of film, but I know that it's a classic for the time period and all the people that were in it. Camelot, of course, with Vanessa Redgrave, who I was her assistant at the Public Theater when she directed and starred in Anthony Cleopatra. Had some amazing times with her and that period. I'll have to do a whole video about that. Cannonball Run, this was super fun movie, and Farrah Fawcett and Burt Reynolds, and all of the guest stars in this. This was like almost watching a Fantasy Island episode, but in cars. The Closet, I picked this up, and it's really funny, and it's French, and Gerard Depardieu is in it, and it's actually like a very funny movie. I liked it. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which has a very scary villain in it that I'd completely blocked out, and I'm afraid to watch it again. Cat People, Curse the Cat People. I think it's like a subversive film at the time, like undercurrent gay, lesbian stuff. I'm not sure. Creep Show, if you know, you know. Great movie. And Stephen King's cameo was hysterical. Well, his part in it, I guess. Alien Shit. Drive-in cult classics. Whole bunch of stuff on there. Fun. Dracula, the complete monster collection. I like the classics. Dark City is one of my favorite movies. I will be doing a video on Dark City. There's not much to say because there's so much to say about Dark City. Dawn of the Dead is sort of one of the classics, but it's actually not that good. I think visually, I was kind of bored watching it, but it's one of the classic zombie films. Death Trap, wow, Christopher Reeve, Michael Caine, Diane Cannon. So fun, great sort of play within a film. Like it all takes place in one location, and there's a few surprises. I love this Dracula, of course, Francis Ford Coppola. Beautiful special effects, old-time special effects, and new media. Great. It was Winona Ryder that actually brought this to fruition because she had the script and liked it, and kind of was the impetus for everybody getting involved. One of my also favorite movies is Dead of Winter. So fun, so great, and lots of twists and turns. Great. Dragon Slayer, which I watched last night because I saw a documentary on it, and there was a lot of things I didn't really know about the film. It's slow. It's just a very typical fairy tale, monster tale about the Dragon Slayer, and it's actually really, really good as well. It bombed because it came out 2 weeks before Raiders of the Lost Ark. But it's by the same cats who went to UCLA with George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. It's like another director. And he had ILM involved and all of the people that made the special effects super cool, Frank Tippett and everything. So it's got all of the players at the time putting 100% into this movie, and it shows. Edward Scissorhands, just a beautiful alternative Christmas film. Flash. Firefly, which I did a little chat about in my haul. Fright Night, totally fun movie. Firestarter, Drew Barrymore is great in that, and I always loved the idea of telekinesis and burning and shit. Grand Hotel. I have to see. I think I picked this up in New York. It was Good and Evil, Satan's School for Girls with Kate Jackson, Cheryl Ladd, and Kim Cattrall, which could have even been another version of Charlie's Angels, I guess. I have not seen this yet. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna do a series on it because I really think I remember this being one of the big films at the time with like all of the black actors in Hollywood at the time. So I'm excited to see this. Horror classics, a bunch of films. I think I've seen some of this. I'm not really sure. I know I've had the visuals up at parties, but Disco Friday, I haven't seen that yet. Looking forward to a Cary Grant moment and Rosalind Russell. What could go wrong? The Immortal. Pretty crazy film. Look it up. The Incredibles. Super fun film. I picked up Johnny Mnemonic and just because I'd never seen it before, and it's pretty bad. It's pre a bunch of stuff that's been used in all this other stuff. So maybe you could say it was one of the original Keanu Reeves sci-fi stuff. I have to see iRobot. I've seen pieces of it, but it just seems kind of typical. But it actually it put a lot of concepts in place that are being dealt with now. Actually, we have The Jerk. Yeah, funny movie. I think one of Steve Martin's. We're heading into the King Kong collection. Which I have the original, sort of the original again. This one, and then Skull Island. I don't think I've seen Skull Island. Maybe I saw it in the theater. But my other friend was in the newer one, so, but I always like the first ones. Laser Blast. This movie is so funny, and visually it's really cool. It kind of goes off the rails a little bit, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was really picked up this because, of course, Linda Carter, and I think this is one of her first movies. I sort of like fast forwarded through it till just to see her. Metropolis, the classic first sci-fi. Magic Mike, The Man with Two Brains, another Steve Martin, which is so funny because so many things about this movie at the time like would have been cut out if it would ever played on streaming because it's just not fit for today's audiences. But it's a funny movie, and there's this funny pineal gland part that you can catch in it. It's way ahead of its time. Mission, I remember it had this amazing soundtrack, and Jeremy Irons and Robert De Niro, so I'm gonna wanna watch that for sure. Motel Hell, it's a great cover. It's kind of a not so good movie, I think, but great cover. My Blue Heaven, which I haven't seen yet. I'm looking forward to that because I think it's going to be very rare. Frick yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one, new to my collection, and I'm going to watch that pretty soon too. This is the Neverending Story 2 that I picked up, and I don't remember it. I know the first one, but the second one's kind of probably Near Dark. They say is one of the first original sort of modern vampire movies, and there's some cool stuff in it for sure. Great visuals, soundtrack. It's directed by Karen Bigelow. I plan on watching this soon. I have not seen it. It's called No Escape. Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Classic. Pajama Party, which, you know, it's good for visuals. One of my favorite films is Postcards from the Edge, Shirley MacLaine. And of course, one of the amazing actresses, Meryl Streep, doing Carrie Fisher's life story at the time. So funny, so good. Planet of the Apes. This is the original Planet of the Apes. Charlton Heston and Raising Arizona. Love that film. So funny, so good. Ruthless People, also super funny. I remember laughing my butt off in this movie. And Helen Slater's in it too. I think this is either right after Supergirl or right before. She was pretty cute. Romancing the Stone, such a fun movie, very 80s comedy. These two, Star Odyssey and Road to Bali, or haven't seen, or I've only played visuals, so I have to check those out. 36, sci-fi, serial, classics, whole bunch of stuff. Stripes was one from my childhood that I remembered, and that Bill Murray was super fun. Maybe Pickford Sparrows, which I still haven't seen, but I'm looking forward to that. Summer Stock, tried to watch that, and it had some ups and downs. Schindler's List, what's to say? Spijslekesh, laugh, 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 laugh. Great team. Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase. Spino Tap, yeah. Wasn't really my kind of film, but then when I realized what it was and I watched it again, I was like, this is brilliant. Now I see why the people Soldier with Kurt Russell. I may watch this today, actually. I've been wanting to see it. There's some sort of underground thing about it. Interested. Space Camp, one of my favorite movies. I wanted to go to Space Camp after I saw this film, and also the guy who's in it, what's his name? Tate Donovan. Yeah, had a big sexy crush on Tate, and I don't think I was old enough to really have one. But yeah, he was the cute one. One of my favorite movies. Just the way I would like aliens to be. Seventh Sign. I haven't seen this in a long time, but I remember it was really dark and weird, and Demi Moore was in it. If I had an interview with her, I'd be like, so tell me about the Seventh Sign to me. What was that like? Strings is a really cool animated movie with live puppets and animation and stuff. Super fun. Sort of about gladiators and such. All the Superman movies. Transylvania 65000. Interesting team. I think it's sort of a silly movie, but it's very 80s, and 80s can be fun. For the Surrogate. I saw this in the theater and I was like, yep, could happen. Tales of Tomorrow. This was fun. And Leslie Nielsen plays like an astronaut, and they're like walking around Mars, and you know, no helmets. It's like they're on a camp or something. Like they're just camping on Mars. It's pretty funny. But Leslie Nielsen's like 25 and gorgeous in this show. What you talking about? Shopping, football. I love this movie. I mean, it's dark and fucked up, but the performances are awesome, and I think it's really the breakout of Ian McGregor. Yeah. Wow. Special effects are just super killer. You just couldn't make this today. It's beyond scary and crazy and gross. The way I hope aliens are not. There will be blood. I still haven't seen this, to tell you the truth, because I actually watched it in the theater. It was one of those running around in the rain and wanting to just take a nap, so I fell asleep and just never got back to it. Truman Capote's One Christmas. I think I've seen it. It's charming. I have two versions of Trading Places, which was truly one of my favorite movies. So fun. And I think, yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis is in this as well. She's oops sexy. The Toy. You know, there's a lot of chat about the controversy of this film, but to me, it's really about the relationship between the boy and Richard Pryor and the friendship and all the barriers they break together and the love of their friendship. I really love this movie. Trail of Terror, Vincent Price, cool stuff. Incubus with, oh God, with, you know who he is. Captain Kirk. Before he was Captain Kirk, I think. Yeah, I don't think I got through. Unsinkable Molly Brown, totally one of my favorite movies from childhood, and which really made me fall in love with Debbie Reynolds, who is also, of course, Carrie Fisher's mom. Vacation, all I ever wanted. Vacation, have to get away. The first one, which is always the best. Soundtrack, that song, just like represented an entire summer. Mission Quest. Matt Modine's pretty hot. He's like a wrestler in this, but it's really all about Madonna's Crazy for You. Vampire Hunter, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. I have not seen this. I totally want to see this because it just looks so funny. Like, what a title. Witchboard. Yeah, Tanya Katane, who is White Snake's girlfriend, the band. And I think this movie we had it one weekend, we had rented it, and I think I saw it like 20 times. It was just really, I think it's this one. Shall we play a game? AI tricks us, makes us think we're having nuclear war, but we're not. Early AI stuff. Great. Wonderland, haven't seen this yet, bought it because of the cover, obviously. Then I found out it's Val Kilmer, and so excited to see that. Westworld, great film, super kind of 70s TV cheesy, but fun concepts and fun special effects, but very late 70s, early 80s. Almost like a television show. Tonight. Gotta have it in your collection. When Ocean Meets the Sky, about the history of Fire Island. Really great doc. You know, Fire Island's a magical place. If you know, you know. X-Men, and then I think this is an X-Men, and I liked First Class, and I liked Days of Future Past. Those are kind of, I think, some of my favorite X-Men. Circus of Fear. Web of the Spider. I don't think I've seen these. I haven't seen this film either. I'm gonna have to check this out, but I liked the title, 2081.